All right. Well, good afternoon and happy homecoming, and thanks for joining us today. Obviously, we're here to talk about a special and historic announcement for Montana State University in our athletics program. As you all know, we sat in this room 2 years ago and announced our vision for a 20-year master plan for athletic facilities here at MSU. And during that time, we announced our Phase 1 campaign, an $18 million campaign to locate a facility here. One, to move our football program to its natural home, which is Bobcat Stadium. But another reason we announced Phase 1 was to support all of our other student athletes as well. And so opening up space in the field house to further support the development of all of our student athletes, academically, athletically, and socially, was a big part of why we named it Phase 1. And so yesterday we announced we had reached our fundraising goal of $18 million. We're happy to announce that. And we will start the process of, finishing the construction documents, finishing the design, and getting into the bid process, and obviously breaking ground and getting construction going. So, but in order to pull this off, I just want to say there's a lot of people that we have to thank, and I got to first start off by thanking our president, Waded Cruzado, who leads the vision of this great university, and then her support staff and administrative personnel on campus, especially Terry Lease, that helped us throughout this entire project. Our athletic staff, our coaches, our student athletes, and our staff, can't thank them enough. The MSU Foundation, which helped us and supported us through the fundraising efforts. Also, campus planning and design, A&E Architects and Crawford Architects, who led the design for the master plan in Phase 1. But really, most importantly, today is about our donors. It's about our fans. It's about everybody that stepped up, that believed in a vision, that we could get this accomplished. And in 2 years' time, we not only designed it, but we've raised the money for the first phase, and we're excited to get things going, especially here at Homecoming. It's kind of a nice bookend. We announced it at Homecoming 2 years ago. We announced the process and the fundraising efforts completed for Phase 1 at Homecoming 2 years later. So it's a nice way to kind of bookend the fundraising campaign. But as they say, now the real work begins, and now we got to get a building built. So I guess I'll open it up for questions, but I just want to say we're excited. We're excited about today, excited about hosting Homecoming here and all the festivities around it. It's going to be a great game, great atmosphere, and it's kind of a cool day to be able to announce this.
What was the fundraising process like for you? Was it what you thought it was going to be like when you first started?
I think every time you go into a campaign, you have a vision, right? You have high hopes, and I guess everybody wants it to go quicker than it probably will. But I think it was, and I think I mentioned before. For me, still being relatively new at Montana State, it was a time for me to really get out and still meet people that I haven't met, people that have given to other projects that maybe are out of state, out of town, that I needed to get in contact with, and so it was a way for me to do that. So yeah, I think it was, but I think it was also a great way that we could combine a fundraising effort with me still getting out and getting to know what our fans are excited about, what their passion is, and why they are Bobcat fans. I mean, we got to link those two things together, which I think is great. Now I think if we look down the road and we have another campaign, hopefully things get a little bit easier because I know more people and we know more places to go. But as we all know, fundraising is never really easy. But yeah, I think it was probably pretty much as we expected.
What was the biggest challenge of this project? The stage 1 at least.
I think it being Phase 1. I think being the first project. I think when we have success, I think we can build on success and have momentum. Getting the first one done, I think, is always the hardest. Having people believe in the vision, having people have confidence in what their money they're giving is going towards is going to come to fruition. And now that we've done it, now that we've seen that, hopefully the next phases will, again, not be easier, but will give people more confidence to continue giving to this great university, but also our athletic program.
Was there a sort of a general breakdown of the donors? I mean, did you have a core of larger donors, or were there a lot of $5 Obama-type donors?
Yeah, I mean, we started, and we got that question a lot, actually. When are you going to open it up to everybody? We took the first year, maybe a little bit more than a year, and really went after those that we knew that we maybe had a history with, that have given to the End Zone Project or had given to other athletic projects, and we sat down with them, trying to go through maybe some of the bigger chunks, if you will. And then once we got to a certain place where we felt that we were close enough that we could open up to everybody. We wanted everybody to have a part in this because I think the link and the parallel between this benefits all of our student athletes and all of our programs, and to have an opportunity for all of our fans to give, there's kind of a neat little tie there. And when it comes down to it, about 500 donors, unique donors, have given to this project. And so, we talked about maybe about the time. That might have taken more time just because of the number of donors that we had and had to have conversations with. But I think there's kind of a natural tie there. But we're happy we were able to get to that point to have everybody be able to participate if they wanted.
What do you expect to move forward now beyond phase one? Do you kind of have a timetable there?
Yeah, I mean, get through this first, so you bring up a good point. So timeline for this is, through the end of the football season, probably the end of the calendar year, we'll finish the design, the construction documents, and all those types of things, probably bid right after the first of the year, sometime in January, award a contract to a contractor, soon thereafter, probably the end of the month or so, and then break ground right after that. We expect to be in the building June 30th of 2021. So next year we'll be in construction. We get asked a lot. These buildings will still be here for support purposes, for logistics that we need to have on game day. All the activity will take place behind us, and then once we get closer to 21, these buildings will come down, and then we'll be in that facility for that next football season. As far as phase two, I think we need to take a breath and let our donors take a breath and get excited about this. But I can tell you, because of we talked about the master plan was important because there were going to be reciprocal effects of this. And one was moving the coaches from their offices over here, making an academic center out of their offices. We also have ideas for their locker room, which is the largest space we have in the field house. We're going to be doing some things in there for some of our other sports as well. So we're going to have probably some smaller projects that we're going to do, probably more sport specific. But then we're going to sit down again and really go through what is phase two for us. When we talk about phase two, it's an entire athletic department phase. Like this one, what's going to be the biggest bang for our buck and what's going to affect as many student athletes as many programs as possible. But it won't take too long. Our coaches are really excited. They're excited about getting this one done, but now the other coaches and all the coaches are excited about what's next. And I know our fans will be as well. But we want to make sure that we take a good look at it, make sure we go through the process, do as much research and homework as we possibly can to make the right decision.
So do you have a pretty concrete plan, or are you kind of working on the fly a little bit?
We have a couple that we're probably bouncing back and forth between, and we'll just have to see with where we are with what's going on the university and what's going on in our department to see what makes the most sense at the right time. Yeah.
When you look around the nation, it seems that there's a little bit of an arms race, especially at the FCS level. North Dakota State, Weber State, just putting in new facilities. How much did you feel pressure to join that arms race, and how important is that at this level, do you think, to upgrade facilities like this?
I think it was more about us. What do we need to be successful, and talking to our coaches and student athletes and really understanding what do they need to recruit. If you want to talk about arms race, it's maybe a little bit of that. It's in recruiting and trying to get the best student athletes and coaches here that we possibly can get and retaining them. This building was part of that. And in order to support our student athletes in a way for them to be successful and to develop them, we needed this facility. But on the backside of that, it does kind of turn into an arms race because it is a facility, and that's what people look at, and that's what people see. That's what people judge you against. So, yeah, but it was really more about us and then really talking through with our coaches and student athletes, what do we need? What do you need as a program and as a student athlete to be successful? And this project allows them to have more time in the weight room, better time in the weight room, more time with our support personnel. And then it gives them time back in the day, which myself, Coach Cho, you talk about all of our coaches, we talk about this a lot. We give them time back in the day to eat right, to study, and get proper sleep, which all aids in the development of student athletes.
Kind of building even on top of that, I know it was just announced yesterday, but overall, what has kind of the student athlete reaction been to the project?
Very positive. I think they're excited. I know, if you look at our spirit squad, you look at track and field or cross country, you look at golf, you look at some of those sports that use the same support areas as a football team, they're excited because of the times that they're going to have in their areas in order to get better times to train, like we talked about, better times to do the things they need to do to be successful. And they're excited about that. Plus, we talk a lot about being just students, right? So they are student athletes, but it gives them time back in their day to be just normal normal students, so they can join a club or they can, hang out with their friends and do things like that. Right now, we utilize our facilities at all hours of the day, and this should help them get time back in their lives.
When you look at the specific design of what it's going to look like, we've seen a couple different artist renderings.
Yep.
Are those just kind of general prototypes, or do you know, like the photo that was sent out yesterday, is that kind of what it
That's
was?
more what it's going to be like. Yeah, obviously when we put out the master plan, those were, kind of visions and wish lists, and really didn't know a whole lot. What we've done since the master plan is we've had a lot of different focus groups with the different teams, different coaches, different student athletes, all the different stakeholders. And what you see right now is basically what those meetings have turned into. And so it's 40,000 square feet of all, basically support spaces for student athletes. 2 stories. We're still planning on, second phase, or when we redo the east side, to put seats in the front. That's still part of the plan to be able to do that and to, increase attendance a little bit. But that's part of another phase. But yeah, I mean, it's really what it looks like today has really come from our student athletes and our coaches.
In the press release, I think it mentioned up to $3 million would be utilized from university funding. What does that kind of look like? And could that number be less? And how does that portion work out, that relationship?
Yeah, and when you say university funding, I want to be really clear. It's from athletic revenues. And so all this money is private, and it's private in a way in that, we'll take revenues that we generate from ticket sales and suite sales and things like that. None of this will come from the university. And so, no, we're basically counting on it'll be that $3 million based on the number that we have raised. Now, if we go out and raise more, of course, that number can decrease over time if we're raising more than the actual project costs. Yeah, for sure.
How important is that to you do you think that shows a sign of health in the athletic department to be able to privately fund this completely?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I think we have some of the best fans in the country. We see it day in and day out. We see it every Saturday. We see it when we walk up and down the streets. We know we have the backing of all of our fans. And yeah, I think when you can fit 19 and pack 19,000 people in a stadium on a given Saturday, especially weather doesn't matter, the program and the department are very healthy. But I think that stems from a strong and healthy university, a strong and healthy community that we see here in Bozeman. And so I think we've got a lot of things working in our favor, but we've got to do our part. And obviously the football program is doing their part. And one of the things we talked about this year was having all of our programs really take the next step. And I think this fall we're really starting to see some of that come to fruition with volleyball and cross country and now football. And then I just came from a scrimmage, men's basketball scrimmage, and the excitement around the basketball programs. And I think we're really starting to see the true health of our athletic department. But I think it starts with the university.
I know you had set the goal to be able to announce this at homecoming. Did you feel like you comfortably hit that time?
I would like to say yes. No, hey, it's always, you're always working on things that, you need signatures, and it was a push to get it done, by this date. But we felt really good. We felt really comfortable with where we were. I would say it was a goal. I wouldn't say it was a, expectation or a priority. But I think the storylines are really nice when you can start it at homecoming 2 years ago, bookend it with homecoming today, especially with the way the program is playing right now. If we can go out and get a big win today, it makes for a good story for us. But I think it just builds momentum, right? It just constantly building momentum with being able to accomplish some of the goals that you've set out as a department, but also our programs are doing that too.
Did you feel some of the momentum that Coach Joe has built within the program out on your
Without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt. I think when your programs are doing well, people believe in what's going on. And obviously, football is a big driver. You have 19,000 people in here. But, I also think over the course of, this past year with, there's excitement around women's basketball with getting Coach Sprinkle here and getting him back. There's excitement around there. There's just kind of been excitement overall. I think everybody has kind of realized we've needed this. Like, we've needed what's the next step after the South End Zone project, right? And they've been kind of waiting for it. And now that it's here, it's, we need to make sure we get it done and get it done right. And then, like I said, move on and look at different ways in which we can continue to positively impact our student athletes and our programs.
So that $3 million, just to clarify, that $3 million that's coming out of the university, that's athletic
Athletic revenues.
revenue.
Yep, yep, yep.
Not like the general fund.
No, revenues that we generate.
You know, so the general trajectory of this university overall in recent years has been pretty dynamic, and I'm wondering if that impacts the confidence people have when you're reaching out from the athletic side of things.
Without a doubt. You know, and I think if you look at what's been done on campus, you know, we talk about wanting to be able to recruit the best and the brightest, and what we've done on campus allows us to do that. I mean, when student athletes want to go into engineering, they want to go into business, they want to go into whatever program they want to choose, they're looking at their facilities that they get, and they're outstanding. You look at where they're going to eat, you look at where they're going to live and stay, and our facilities are outstanding on campus. And I don't want to say it was our turn, but I'm going to say it was our turn, right? It was athletics' turn to get some things done to really match what's going on at the university. And President Cruzado would say the same thing. And so to be able to do it in conjunction with what's going on, I think what she has done and the vision she has built and the leadership she has enables us to be able to go out and imagine what's possible, but then be able to go out and accomplish some of these things. So the university for sure has a huge impact on what we're doing.
You always felt like your turn was happening or going to happen?
Yeah.
So many things going on out there.
Yep.
Sports is its niche.
It's never really wavered. You know, when you look at the mission of the university, you look at where I'm positioned within the university leadership, we're always at the table. And so we always feel like our voice is being heard, and we get to work with the deans and department heads and the vice presidents at all different levels. And so you always felt like the support was there. Yes, of course, there's always different things going on, and we've accomplished a lot, even in my short 3.5 years. But we always have felt supported in a way in which they want us to succeed. She always refers to us as the front porch. I always tell we have to keep our front porch clean, and we have to do our job with the mission of the university. And I think we've done a really good job. Our student athletes are great students; they're great people, and now we're seeing the fruits of that. They're starting to accomplish a lot of things in competition as well.
And how critical is it that you've got presidential support for athletics, at a university in general?
I think at any athletic director's position needs a strong president, needs strong leadership on campus. If you don't, it makes it very, very difficult. But we have one that believes in what athletics can bring to the overall mission of the university, but overall engagement as well. You'll see here at every football game, you'll see all of our vice presidents at football games, and that's where they do their engagement. That's where they do their fundraising. They get a lot of business done there, and we like that, and we want people to come back. And to be able to have that and to be able to work together to build that kind of environment is pretty special. We have a really, really good team at the top, and it's really good that athletics is part of that team.